Two games on tonight. Most nights we'll be seeing two games. And it's interesting because this one's only played one game of its series. This one's played two. So totally different scenarios tonight for these teams. Boston has a chance to get a stranglehold on the series, which tells me Tampa probably wins. I always, if a home team's lost the first game, I always say, you know what, the home team's going to win the second one because it's very rare, especially past the first round, that you'll see a favored team like Tampa lose both home games. It doesn't mean that Boston isn't necessarily in the driver's seat. It just means Tampa's not going to go away that easy. I anticipate a long series across pretty much every series that we got going because they're all a lot of fun to watch for different reasons. On the Boston side of things, Pasternak 5 goals and 12 assists, Marchand 5 goals and 8 assists, Bergeron 3 goals and 8 assists, Krug and Krejci both have 2 goals and 7 assists, and DeBrusk with that empty netter, he's now got 6 goals and 2 assists in the playoffs. Shots on goal, Pasternak with 29, Bergeron with 28, Krug with 27, and Rick Nash with 26. Nash broke through with 2 goals in the last game. He's got 3 goals in the playoffs now. Interestingly enough, 2 of his goals are game winners, 2 of them on the power play. If he gets going, it's going to be a tough ride for Tampa. Hits. Miller still leads the way with 32. Achari with 26, and Jake DeBrusk is starting to throw the body around. He's got 24. Ice time, Chara leads the way with 23 minutes and 23 seconds. Not bad for an old guy. McAvoy, 23 minutes and 4 seconds on average, followed by Krug with 20 minutes and 37 seconds and 5 seconds less than him. Kevin Miller, 20 minutes and 37 seconds. In net, Rask leads the way with a 2.81 goals against a 906 because Hudobin doesn't play. Power play, I'm just going to lift this up just a little bit. There, now it's on camera. Power plays at 36.4%. Penalty kills at 72.2%. Boston needs to stay out of the box. Their penalty kill has been kind of crappy throughout the playoffs. And Tampa's power play is pretty darn good. Now, Boston's power play is pretty good as well, but really, honestly, you don't want to get into a special teams battle if you're Boston, even though by my number before the playoffs where I said if you add power play and penalty to kill together, any number over 100 is good. Right now, Boston has a 108.6. Tampa has a 107.8, so slight advantage to Boston, but I still don't like it overall. I still think Tampa's a team you don't want to go in the box against. Kucherov, 5 goals and 5 assists to lead the way for Tampa. Stamkos with a goal and 5 assists. Killorn with 4 goals and an assist. McDonough with 4 assists. Tied with 3 assists and 4 points overall. Braden Point, JT Miller, and Andre Palat. I almost said TJ Miller, which would be, you know, the guy from Deadpool. Anyways. Shots on goal, Kucherov leads the way there with 26, followed by Johnson and Hedman at 17, followed by Sergachev and Gourde at 15. For hits, Callahan leads the way with 17, and anybody who watched that last game knows Callahan leads the way for hits on the Tampa Bay Lightning. Killorn 14, Palat 13. Ice time, Hedman leads the way with a 26-minute and 6-second average, followed by Strawman with 22 minutes 17 seconds, followed by McDonough with 22 minutes and 10 seconds. In net, Vasilevsky 2.51 goals against, 922 save percentage, and of course, there's some debate about whether or not Boston might have found a weakness in Vasi. In my experience in the playoffs, when you're talking about a solid goaltender, you may see a game or two where all the goals tend to go in one spot. It's very rare it happens the entire series. The only one that comes to mind is Felix Potvin. How Felix Potvin looked like a really solid goalie, and then he'd allow that one shot, and I'm pretty sure it was glove side on Potvin, and then they were all going high glove. It often gets overblown, so I don't want to get into it too much. I'm looking for Vasi to have a solid game tonight and save 95% of his shots, and then that conversation goes away. If Boston shows they do have a book on Vasilevsky, if they show it today, that would be very troubling for Tampa because they don't really have a backup that you want to be relying on in the playoffs. Now, that game aside, over here we've got Vegas and San Jose. This series is tied at 1 going to the Shark Tank, and really, honestly, Vegas has to win this one. You can't afford to go down against the Sharks, and they need to get their home ice advantage back. And some of that swagger back. Game 2, they seem tentative in spots, which is unusual for Vegas. But again, this is their first time being here as a team, so it's natural that some nerves will creep in at some point. maybe some of that happened, or maybe it's just San Jose was doing things that the Vegas wasn't really ready for. Maybe San Jose changed their game up enough between games 1 and 2 that it threw Vegas off completely. Or San Jose was so angry over the embarrassment that they got in game 1 that they came out with a little bit more of an edge for game 2, like, you're not doing it to us again. Maybe that 2-0 goal by Vegas caused that to kind of spill over and for the players to be even more upset than they were before. Like, oh, no, we're not doing this again. Karlsson leads the way in scoring for Vegas with 3 goals and 4 assists. Riley Smith has 7 assists. Marchessault, a goal and 4 assists. Tuck, Theodore, Neal, and Haula all have 2 goals and 2 assists for the Vegas Golden Knights in the playoffs. Very well-rounded scoring for Vegas, which is a problem trying to defend against them. Shots on goal, Neal and Marchessault lead the way with 25, followed by Karlsson and Theodore with 16. Hits, Carrier is just dwarfing everybody with hits. 41 right now. McNabb 29, Marchessault 25. Ice time, Schmidt leads the way with an average of 26 minutes and 54 seconds, followed by England with 25 minutes, followed by McNabb at 23 minutes 59 seconds, followed by William Karlsson at 23 minutes and 57 seconds. In net, Marc-Andre Fleury, solid. 1.00 goals against and a .967 save percentage. San Jose got 4 goals on him in the last game. We'll see if they get anything on him this game. They talk a lot about Matt Murray and his ability to bounce back from losses. I'm sure we'll hear about that tomorrow. Marc-Andre Fleury's pretty good at that too. So got to be something in the water in Pittsburgh. Power play related, the Vegas Golden Knights have a 16.7% power play overall, but it was really trash in the first round when they were facing Jonathan Quick. It has come up in the second round. 88% penalty killing, that has remained really, really solid. But I believe it was Burns had the power play goal of the last game. If San Jose can get through that, if they can somehow get through this wall that's been Marc-Andre Fleury, and if they can maybe do kind of what Boston did to Vasi in the first game, if they can do that in game 3, it's easier said than done. Because again, if you adjust and you go, okay, this goalie's allowing this shot tonight, that goalie has a couple of days to go. All right, I got to smarten up. I got to get my glove up a little better. I got to figure this out. And during practices, they can work it out. These are elite level goaltenders that we're dealing with. And I did talk a lot about Rask. And during game 1 against Tampa, they talked a lot about Rask's save percentage and goals against. I'm like, yeah, I get it. It's been crap. But he was good in the last game, and he is still a very solid goaltender. It's just there's so many good goaltenders these days. On the San Jose side of things, Couture leads the way with 4 goals and 3 assists. Pavelski has a goal and 6 assists. Hurdle and Burns both have 3 goals and 2 assists. And if they ever decide to open up a law firm, Hurdle and Burns sounds great. Sorensen and Kane, 3 goals and an assist, and Timo Meier with a goal and 3 assists. In the absence of Evander Kane in the last game due to suspension, I thought Meier played really well. Speaking of Kane, he still leads the way in shots on goal despite the suspension with 24 shots. Couture and Burns with 22 each. And of course, Kane's back tonight, which adds another layer to the offense for San Jose. Hits, Meier leads the way with 23, Dillon with 18, and Braun with 15. Ice time, Vlasic leads the way with 26 minutes and 10 seconds overall. Then Brent Burns, who averages 26 minutes on the dot, followed by Justin Braun at 23 minutes 54 seconds. In net, Martin Jones. Jones was better this last game than he was in game 1, obviously. 2.07 goals against and a .931 save percentage so far, which are still excellent numbers, considering that one ugly game in there. Power play, San Jose's running with a 25% in the playoffs. Their penalty kill, 79.2%. So if you look at penalty kill numbers, San Jose has more of a challenge than Vegas. But honestly, it's just Vegas was going to get hot on the power play at some point in the playoffs, and San Jose can shut that down. San Jose has a solid penalty kill, and really special teams can make a huge difference because 5-on-5, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much... it was been mentioned that San Jose has trouble scoring 5-on-5 against Vegas through 2 games. Okay. But they still have a 1-1 series tie. So it doesn't really matter how the goals get there. It's they scored, they got the goals, and they got the win. So I'm more concerned when I hear, well, this team's struggling to score 5-on-5. Yeah, but they're tied in the series, right? Oh, that really helps. Like, it makes me more concerned for the team that's held them down 5-on-5, because eventually that team is going to break through, unless they're the Canucks or Buffalo this year. Anyways, I'm kidding. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Let me know which team you think is most likely to win tonight. Kind of as a fun thing. Again, I wouldn't think Boston gets 2 in a row in Tampa. If they do, there'll be a lot of shipping up to Boston playing in this house today, because that would be crazy. Because then Boston will be going home, where they're very good, with a 2-0 series lead. That would be complete insanity. Anyways, thank you guys very much for watching. Hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. And I'll talk to you again soon.